Every one of these is a 5-minute job that stops a repair. This is the whole maintenance routine for a Traeger Pro 575, sorted by how often you actually have to do it. What to do after every cook, what to do every few cooks, what to check once a season, what to get right whenever the barrel is apart, how to store it through the weather, and the 4 things the manual tells you never to do. Most of it takes minutes. All of it is cheaper than the part. Start with the things that happen every single time you cook. There are only 2, and both are habits rather than jobs. The shutdown cycle is the one people skip because the food is done and the grill is still running. But that cycle is doing work. It burns off the pellets left in the pot, and it runs the fan until the barrel is cool. Cut the power at the switch instead, and all of that heat just sits there. And when you do move it, let it go cold first. A running grill has live fire in it, and a full hopper is heavy and high up. Cold, empty, and level is the rule, and lifting it over a step always beats dragging it over one. Next, the 2 worth doing every few cooks. Both take about a minute, both with the grill cold. Ash is the one that actually matters. Traeger puts a number on it. Clear it out every 20 hours of cooking. Ash left sitting in the pot holds heat against the steel that has to survive it, and it smothers the air the fan is pushing in. Stone cold, always, and a dry shop vac. While you are down there, put a hand on the wheels. Heat cycles and rough ground walk that fastener loose, and once a wheel is loose, it starts wallowing out its own axle. It is a 5-second check. 3 checks are worth doing once a season. 2 of them take 2 minutes. The third is the one that matters most for safety. Run the grill and look along the joint where the hopper meets the barrel. Smoke escaping there is air that is not going where the fan is sending it. Caught small, it is one gasket. Left alone, it is a whole season of cooks that never quite settle. Same idea on the door handle. Every cook heats that joint and cools it again, and that is exactly what walks a fastener loose. Twist it cold. If it moves at all, snug both ends. And look up the chimney at least twice a year. Creosote is the terry lining that slow smoke leaves behind, and it is the one thing on this whole list that is a fire risk rather than a repair bill. If it ever catches, it burns extremely hot. The next 4 are not on a schedule at all. They are the things to get right anytime the barrel is open and something is going back in. The heat baffle has to drop onto its locating brackets properly every single time. A crooked baffle points flame straight down instead of spreading it along the barrel, and the manual warns that is how a grease fire starts. The temperature probe wants a wipe whenever you clean the barrel. Grease and ash bake onto it and act like a blanket, so it reads low and reacts slow. Something soft, never a wire brush. And when the drip tray and the grates go back in, tuck that probe lid tight to the wall, not pinched under a ledge and not left hanging out where the fire is. Any gasket going back on goes snug, never crushed. A gasket seals by being squeezed, not flattened. And once you have run the screws down hard, it never springs back, even, and then stop. Most of what kills a pellet grill is not the cooking. It is the time in between. 5 things, and nearly all of them are about water. Pellets first, because damp pellets cause more failures on this grill than anything else on the list. They swell, they crumble, and they pack the auger flights solid. Store the bag sealed and off the floor, and empty the hopper if the grill is going to sit for a while. Cap on the chimney, cover on the grill. Water sitting inside a steel flue rusts it from the inside out, and that cap is the only thing stopping rain going straight down it. The same cover is what keeps the weather off the controller. Water is what kills electronics on a grill, and the controller is the most expensive part on this list. Both ends of the power cord want to stay dry too. Water at a connection is what trips breakers and eats plugs, so never leave one lying in a puddle. And in deep winter, the manual gets specific. Below -20 Fahrenheit for more than 30 seconds, the display itself can be damaged. Cover it or bring it inside when it turns hard. That is everything to do. These are the 4 not to. Never put water in the fire pot. It is the fastest way there is to jam an auger. and the manual is blunt about it. Let the ash cool and vacuum it out dry. Never force a jam. At the very first stutter, run clear auger from the menu. It backs the auger up and clears it instead of making the motor fight whatever is stuck in there. Never move the grill by the door handle. There is a separate lift handle on the side for exactly that, and the door handle only ever has the one job. And never run the cord under a wheel or across a walkway. Once a cord is damaged, you replace it. The manual is clear that you do not tape it up. That's it. Everything we used is linked in the description below. If this video helped you out, please hit like and subscribe, and check out these other videos. Thanks for watching.